Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Pop.vox.presents. I'm Phil Vecchio, and we're kicking off another season here on the show with some very special guests, Pete and Bergie.
Hey!
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Of course, we also have with us in the studio, Janelle, running everything.
Coming. I'm not going to knock everything
Come say
down.
hi.
Hi, everybody.
There Thank you for operating over there. And Luke and Audrey running behind the scenes in the other room. So we are ready to go. Awesome. Now, right off the bat, just by way of introducing everyone, your names are not Pete and Bergie.
That's right. I'm Chris.
And I'm Hannah.
And
I'm
how
Chris Peters.
for those that don't know, how does this come about? Why are we Pete and Bergie, but you're really Chris and Hannah?
So we presented the name Chris and Hannah to...
Well, hold on. So but before then, we started Pete and Bergie before we were even dating. So we were just friends. So it would be weird. It would be a little weird to say Chris and Hannah. I mean, but also kind of boring, like, oh, Chris and Hannah. So we had an idea of a play off of our last name. So Peters, his last name, Berggren, my last name, and then for short, Bergie. So Pete ampersand Bergie. That's right. And
I love
it's more catchy than Chris and Hannah, but also confusing for people who meet us at shows and they don't know, like,
Because now we're both Pete as well.
because we're Peters, because we're married.
So you could be Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete. I've mentioned that, but
I think that's taken though, right now.
Yeah.
We've already marketed ourselves.
It's too late. Yeah.
I kind of love this part of the band, though, of like this conversation I don't mind having over and over again. So I feel like what other band has to like... These are our names, but they're not our names, but you can call us that, and we won't correct you, but it's not really...
It's an instant conversation starter. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's cool. And
It worked on me. When I saw you guys at Audio Feed Festival earlier this year, I came up confidently and said, "Oh, you must be Pete. It's so nice to meet you." And you're like, "Well, actually, that's not my name, but, it's cool." So,
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, well, so we first saw you guys. I mean, I was not aware of your music before Audio Feed. And before I go to a music festival, which I haven't done in many years, I get the whole list of every band and artist and go and listen to everything and kind of make a list of who I'm interested in because I love finding new music. And you guys were on my list with a little star next to it, meaning that you were like a must go to see.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was so cool to get to see you guys and meet you guys. And I'm really honored that you guys are here with us on the show now.
Yeah.
Well, we're honored just that you said that because I did the same thing. And like started. So I know the thought process that goes through it and how, there's so many conflicting schedules with the different bands and stuff. So I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, we're honored that we made it.
I think we may be on the same wavelength as far as some of our approach to music.
Yeah.
Because, I had whole spreadsheets made out beforehand to make sure I got the maximum amount of music that I wanted to see. So.
Well, yeah, and you traveled quite a distance for it too.
Yeah. We did. This was no small feat, but it was worth it. It was super fun.
Yeah.
And you guys drove, is that right?
Well, kind of. So we flew actually into Washington, D.C. and did a big road trip from there. We rented a car and drove with Audio Feed being kind of the middle of that, and then came back around and flew back out of Washington, D.C.
We were gone for a month.
Yeah, it was like a little over 4 weeks that we did it. So
that's super cool.
Since Janelle's a teacher, we have the summer off, and so we like to do big trips. And the reason that we did out of Washington, D.C. is she got airplane tickets for $50. So, round trip.
Nice.
So,
That's cool.
Janelle does
I like to find
cheap travel.
Good job.
Awesome.
Anyway, but you guys didn't have as far to go, just down from Michigan.
Well,
How many
4.5
hours?
hours.
Maybe.
Yeah, nothing.
We had a couple Culvers on the way too, which made it worth the trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
My only thing with Culver's is that they give out those little, like, the kid menu bags, right?
Yeah.
And it says if you save them, that you save up a certain amount and you get a free kid one. and we only go to them on vacation because we don't have them in California. So every time we go to one, we're like, oh, we should have brought
our
the
paper.
things, and we've never. And now our kids are too old; they can't even get the kid meals anymore. And we have like,
but you can, Phil, because we get them every time.
You still do,
and we are rolling in the coupons. So next time you guys are here, just let us know.
My mom has 40 free scoops.
What?
Stop it.
I'm not kidding. She fills out the receipt things and she gets a free scoop. She has she has like 40. And and I have about like 10 free scoops. And I'm getting up to having my tokens. I've almost got 10 tokens. So for 10 tokens, you get a free kids meal. So it's kind of like a big deal to us.
That's amazing. I knew it. I knew we could play the game, and we have lost that game from.
It might say like 10 and under, but everyone's really cool.
They give you a lot of food.
So are you just going to come in and drop like 10 scoops worth of coupons on the counter one day? Is that how
I think we have before. Like, we'll sometimes take our friends out and we're like, scoops are on us, but then we pay with the scoopy coupons.
And our son Sean, he's always like, can we go to Culver's because it's free ice cream? I mean,
yeah.
Like we just, we can just go if we're craving ice cream. We just go down the street. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Culver's. What are we having for dinner? No, never mind. We're doing an interview.
They have one in Arizona.
That's true.
And we are going to Arizona.
We're gonna get one Thanksgiving. We're gonna.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yes. Cool. Well, anyway, we're here to talk about Pete and Bergie, not just ice cream, but that is a good sidetrack there. Custard, frozen custard. Sorry.
Frozen custard, true.
So one of the cool things that you guys have done with releasing your music, and I was hoping you could tell us a little about, you have an annual tradition of making releases come out here, and I was hoping you could fill us in on how that works and why.
Yeah. So every April 9th is our son Sean's birthday. And so each year of his birthday, we put out a new EP with 4 or 5 songs. And that's just to keep us
accountable to record music, because it's so easy to just throw on sports or Netflix and just not get to it. But we have a due date, so it's like we have that in the back of our mind, and it kind of helps us to record. Which all the recording is Hannah, FYI. She's the brains behind our recording.
Do you do it in the house, or where do you
Yeah, in our basement. And
we have a little studio, makeshift studio made out of
movable blankets from Harbor Freight for soundproofing.
They're moving blankets, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I just have I made a barrier in a little section of our basement, and it's kind of like a little studio I can open and close on. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So
do you have like a history with recording? Is that like a skill that you just picked up, or?
I picked up when I was probably like, I remember the first time I recorded was on my little MP3 player that had a recording feature. And when I was like 13 or 14, and so ever since then I've been recording, but it's taken on different forms. In 2020, I got Logic Pro from a friend for free, and so it was on my laptop. I used GarageBand for a long time, and then eventually we started investing in nice microphones. Nice meaning like not super professional, but they get by.
There's a brand called Warm Audio that they're like clones of really super expensive mics.
Yeah.
So we get the Warm Audio, and
we've so we've collected some gear over the years with our Pete and Bergie money, because we try not to spend any money of our own personal stuff, but whatever we make through Pete and Bergie, we spend it on. Yeah,
it's all like sustained. So the money that we make from music, we put that in to make more music.
Or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun. So
that's awesome.
We pretty much are losing nothing, and I would like to get somebody mixing and mastering. So we did have our friend master it last year, because it is kind of technical, and I don't really.
Which is another friend that we met at Audio Feed, actually.
Oh, nice.
That fest, which is why I wore the shirt.
Oh, sweet.
Because it's super cool for making connections. So David Napier from Color Crush and Temoritus, which are 2 bands that you should check out. And then he has another band called Azel, or he would tell you how to pronounce it right, but they're all different genres and they're all super good.
So he's really good at music production and stuff. So anyways, so that is what we try to do. Each year it's kind of daunting. So we have to be like, it takes time to record, and you need a quiet house. So it's a lot of my mom watching my son sometimes for a few hours while I can record in a quiet house, and then just taking like after we put Sean to bed, maybe recording and yeah, it's a labor of love. So,
Well, it
and that's why we only
sounds
do 3 or 4 songs.
it sounds amazing though. Like I would have thought you were taking it to a studio somewhere. Like it sounds really, really good. So
Oh, that's good.
You're really kind.
I'm very critical of it, so I think it sounds okay. So if anyone gets like thinks that it sounds good, I'm like, okay, good. Then maybe I'm doing something right. But I'm very critical of it. So and Chris thinks everything sounds good. So
either everything sounds good or everything's just not good enough, and so it's like I can either be like easily satisfied or just never. And
so he's
I do want to say though, I think the production has gotten better
as I'm learning,
as we've done it, and I wonder if you could hear that. I don't know if you got all 3 or just one.
I did, yeah, of course. I got the bundle. You know, I can't pass up a good deal. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I can't display volume 3 and not have 1 and 2. That's just like that doesn't work. Which does lead me to a little side question. How do you like organize your physical releases? Because it's a cardboard sleeve, but you guys had it in a big giant plastic sleeve on the outside. So how do you display that? What do? Do you keep it in the plastic sleeve?
Oh my word. So basically what happened with that is I made all those by hand, and I did them like maybe a month or 2 before audio feed, maybe a month. And I ordered these plastic sleeves that I thought were going to fit, but they didn't. So they're really big. And so I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. Well, whatever. Maybe it's kind of like a gift bag. I don't know. And so that is the story. And I don't know. There's really, but I bought like 100 of them, so I have to use them. So.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I think it kind of works. I kind of like it. I mean,
I knew that audio feed people were going to be sweaty, and they're going to be walking around holding this, you know, my hand stamped stuff, and I don't want, you know, all that ink to run on your hand.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I was like, okay, well, here we go. So yeah, I don't know what the answer is, but we just did what we did.
Well, I like it. I kept mine in the plastic sleeve because again, over time, I feel like being stored, that's going to help protect it there. So I'm just curious, you know, I like to alphabetize and organize and display physical media a lot. So other times, you know, some people don't care about it, but to me, it's important.
That was the first physical release we've ever done, and we sold out on the tour.
Oh, really?
We did it, and it was our first little mini tour.
Mm.
I thought we might like sell 1 or 2, but we had to make more.
We were surprised
from the shows.
And I understand your question now. We actually don't display like anything really in our house because we don't really do CDs anymore because we do Spotify. We have vinyl, but we don't really. We'll display some vinyl in our living room, but we don't really have a big house, so we don't really display any CDs.
Well, I think that
we don't have a big house.
We don't have a big house either, but I have a lot of CDs. So
we have 4 walls of CDs.
It's a priority. I'm just saying.
No, that's cool. I think that's awesome because I grew up surrounded by my dad's CDs. He in our living room he had like 2 huge cases of just loaded with CDs. And if I was ever bored, I'd just pull out a CD, look at the cover, turn it around. Mm-hmm. And it was really fun. Now we don't have that. So
well, I mean to me that like, you know, looking at the liner notes, enjoying the artwork, seeing how each artist put it together, it's
smelling it.
I mean, the ink on a CD like freshly printed is like nothing you can smell anywhere else. So it's true.
I do think CDs are kind of trending back too.
I think they are, absolutely.
Their CD wallets and all that's coming back, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
He would never use a CD wallet though.
Well, no, I keep it intact.
I got in trouble for using a CD wallet in my.
You can have your personal CDs in a wallet, but mine are displayed appropriately. That's all. That's a whole.
My friend Matt is like really into the Y2K aesthetic, and the CD wallet I think is a big part of that.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. Anyway, so speaking of physical releases, then is there ever a plan to do something beyond that annual EP, or is that like the goal and that's just where it's always going to stay?
So there's really
I think I mean once we get enough of these EPs we can probably combine for like a mega vinyl or something like that. I think it would eventually be cool to have a record.
Yeah,
and that would be really expensive to do, so we're going to probably jam the discography on it. You know, like after we
It might
do
be-
5 or
Yeah.
7 years.
And it would be like a Pete and Bergie album. That's what I've thought about, or CD. And then that might have all the, you know, lyrics, and that might be a thing.
That would be really cool.
And that would, but yeah, that would cost some money, but be worth it. But that's definitely because the reason why we started recording our songs was because for like 3 years we didn't have any recordings of our stuff. People kept on asking us at shows, do you have any recordings? We're like, no. And it was like, man, we got to record because, I mean, people keep on asking us, and so that's why we're recording songs that we've written maybe 7 years ago. Oh, you know, like now, like we're gonna put out another EP, and we're gonna have like 2 or 3 new songs, and then one like really old song that we haven't recorded, or 2 actually really kind of old songs that are like maybe 7 years old. So it's just because we're trying to slowly just crank all our songs out and record them. Meanwhile, we make up new songs. So yeah.
Well, I would like to put my word out there that I would love for you guys to do a full length, any of those things. Like I'm there for it. So if you need encouragement in that direction, yes,
Thank
for
you.
sure. Real quick, before we get too much further, I forgot to say hello to all our folks that are listening and watching live on Facebook. Janelle is monitoring the conversation over there. If you have comments or questions, we would love to hear from you. Janelle, is there anything that we need to jump in there? Because I see some stuff on the feed.
Well, yes. Marilyn says hi from Big Bear.
Oh, Marilyn says hi from Big Bear.
Our kids say yay.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Welcome, kids.
Tony said, welcome Pete and Bergie, ? Chris and Hannah.
Oh, that was good.
Good one.
Classic.
Yes.
And I asked a question where you're watching from, and Tony said he's watching from the dining table on his PC.
On his PC.
That's good. On his PC.
Mm-hmm. Old school.
That's good. All right.
So I'll let you know what other hubbub.
All right,
comes
good.
up,
We'll
but
keep it going. If you guys have
yeah.
questions or comments, we'll...
Can you just be on a red alert, Janelle, if Marge Delano ever comes in? Let me know immediately.
Okay, what about Deb?
That's my grandma.
Deb is here.
Deb is
Okay.
here.
Deb is
Good.
here. Chris's mom and dad say hi.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Good,
Oh,
good,
hi,
good.
I'm Ed.
Just
Thanks
so
for
you
watching.
know. But who am I watching for? I will. Who did you say?
Marge Delano.
Marge.
Okay, Marge. I'm looking for
You might
Marge.
comment in all caps. We'll see.
Okay,
Okay.
Marge. I'm looking for your all caps.
Okay,
Let's do
good.
it.
That's my grandma.
That's fantastic.
Awesome. Families are great.
I know.
Yes.
So supportive.
So we actually, I mean, we've talked a lot about your music, but we have a couple of songs that you guys have provided for us tonight. And I was thinking maybe we get to the first one. We're going to do 2 songs. We'll play one. We'll talk a little bit and play another. So do you want to introduce the first song at all? Or do you want to just go into it and talk about it afterwards? What are you guys thinking?
I think I'll just introduce what the video's from.
Perfect.
We recorded this in our so we still go to the church, but the church moved buildings, and this building that it was recorded in is walking distance from our house, and it's called Reformed Baptist, but now it's Good Shepherd Presbyterian. Just liner note if you like
That's
that.
good.
Stuff.
That's good.
That doesn't apply to anybody.
We recorded it for a virtual fest during COVID that we've only been to virtually, but typically it's held physically in Pennsylvania, and it's called Flood City Fest.
Similar to audio feed. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we recorded this for that, and we're glad that we can use it again for you, because I don't think a lot of people have seen it before. And we just wanted to say big thanks to our friend David Schrock for filming it.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, then here we have Pete and Bergie, Sweetheart.
Steady as we go.
such a beautiful song. And one of the things that I love about your music, we kind of talked around it a bit, but the way that you guys put out the annual release with your son's birthday and the handcrafted thing and the personal nature of your songs, it feels like each one is like looking at like your family photo album. You know, each song is like these little pictures, and I love that feeling. I feel like we get to kind of get a glimpse into your lives, and just beautiful stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, it's basically, I think it is a reflection of what's going on in our life. Maybe each EP in a different way, because we've changed over the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Everything becoming a parent in 2020, and oh man, getting married in 2018, and all these things. So yeah.
And that's wild in and of itself that you guys became parents like right at the onset of the pandemic. Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people they offer like, oh man, it must have been really hard. I'm like, I don't know any different. So
No,
like,
that's true.
I was giving birth, and there's all these people with like masks on. I mean, that was normal to me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything different. So it's, you didn't have any visitors, and you're in the hospital after he's born. I don't know any different. So yeah, you just kind of survived. In fact, but it kind of gave us something to focus on during COVID, because, you're focused on your child the first like year.
Yeah.
Like, and so you're just like all in. And so, yeah, I mean, there was of course the bummer parts about, not being able to see his grandparents for like a week or two, because we thought, oh no, is he going to get sick or get COVID, whatnot. But it was all good.
Wow. That's good. I like that outlook though. That's your experience with it. Again, just that glimpse. It feels like a photo album, and I think that's really cool that you guys are so like open with your like intimate storytelling like that.
Yeah.
It's
thanks.
It's good stuff. It's good. So we have another song that we're gonna play, but before we get to that, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about like your upcoming plans. Are there any shows that you guys are playing? Are there additional tours? Like, what kind of stuff do you guys have in mind?
So we're like so I'm a teacher as well, and so we're like a summer band.
Okay,
we hibernate kind of in the school year, and Janelle knows how it goes.
Yes.
With the planning and stuff. So that's kind of the plan until summer, and then
we'll see what summer brings.
But meanwhile, we're able to kind of record here and there and focus on that side of the band, and then in the summer we play out more.
Are you doing audio feed again? Is that like already set up?
Well, we'd like to. I think
next year brings. It's you never know. So
yeah, we've had a blast every year we've done it, and hopefully you come too, because it would be good to see you again there.
I mean, that's a big trip.
I would definitely. We may or may not do as like giant of a trip next time, but I would definitely like to come again.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Well, I said may or may not. There's options.
We might go up north though, like Canada.
Yeah.
There
you could do a different part of the country. And
right.
Yeah.
Well, because this trip that we did last summer brought us up to 49 states out of 50.
Oh, that's amazing.
Hit our 50th.
So the 50th one is North Dakota. So I think we could make it up to there.
North Dakota.
From Illinois, I don't know.
We have a song called South Dakota that we haven't recorded yet, but
really?
Yeah, and we've never been to South Dakota, so.
Isn't that just right there by you in Michigan, right?
It's right by you in California.
Yeah, that's right. We'll meet up in the middle.
Closer to it than you are. 10 hours probably at least for us.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, I mean, I guess with a caveat, if we got offered a show to play in North Dakota, we'd find a way to make it happen.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my North Dakotan contacts and let you know.
We'll pay to fly you out there. We'll do all this.
Yes.
We'd be open to that.
That'd be worth it. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't see that presenting itself.
We usually during the school year, if somebody asks us, "Hey, you want to play a show?" we'll consider it, but it has to be on like a Friday night or a Saturday, not during the weekday. Usually,
right.
Go to bed early, and so it's kind of like we just wait and see what happens, and if anyone asks us to play a show, we do it, maybe.
Well, I totally understand that. Janelle, we call her Summer Janelle during the summer.
Yeah.
She can stay up late and, do
I'm
other
a
stuff.
totally different.
And then there's like
person.
school time, Janelle. Yep.
Yes.
It does not work the same. So I understand that for sure.
Yes.
For
Yep.
sure. And yet here you are in the school year doing
Yeah.
a
Most
live stream for
stressful
us.
Time of the
I know,
school
right?
year.
In the beginning of the
yeah.
school year.
Saturday night, we're good.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, so we have another song from you guys. Did you want to introduce any more about the next one, or same intro?
Yeah, I think this one is a good one to kind of give the backstory on. So Sean was born in 2020 and regular, normal birth. I mean, as normal as COVID could be, but
right.
But healthy otherwise. But he really didn't take to eating. With the milk by the bottle or by the breast, it just didn't work out. And we were like, what is going on? And the doctor we were seeing at the time was like, oh, you guys are just new parents. You're just worried about everything. And it's like, Hannah was like, no, I think this is like off. Like he's not eating at all. And then we told that same doctor that about a week later, and he's like, well, you need to check into the ER because it's failure to thrive. And then from there, we learned that when Sean would drink, it would actually go into his lungs and he would aspirate due to discoordination.
Of his swallow.
Not any way that his body was formed or anything. The only way that they could explain it was discoordination. But in that, he was pretty adverse to drinking or eating, which eventually led to him having a G tube installed. So
a feeding tube.
We would feed him to his stomach.
Through a pump.
But before that, we had to feed him down his nose, and we were the ones responsible for putting the tube down his nose too, which is just wild as new parents. So this song was written from probably the darkest part of that season, where I just didn't know how things were going to work out. But I know that God is good, and I know that whether he would heal my son or not, I know that I could trust him. And I knew that it was a gift to have Sean for this time and this moment in our lives. And thankfully, it's a miracle. The Lord's healed him, and he eats like a normal kid. And he, just a second ago, got out of the bed because he is so excited to watch. We have a football game on right now, too, while we're doing this, and he wants to watch that. But he's healthy now, is what I mean to say. So, but this song was written from when we didn't really see how, we couldn't really know how things were going to work out.
And what I love about this song is this wouldn't have been a song unless I took my phone out and recorded a voice memo. Because Chris, right after we got back from being in the hospital for 4 days, trying to figure out what was wrong with Sean, figured it out. We have a feeding tube in his nose. We're like, just got home. And Sean's in his bouncy seat in the living room, and we're just kind of like exhausted. Chris breaks out his guitar, and he starts playing fast and slow from out of nowhere. And I just hit record, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, this is a beautiful song. Like, and so, and then, because Chris he'll just start playing a song, and he'll sing it, and then it's like, oh, it's gone, unless you hit record. So there's a lot of songs that I've hit record just at the right time, just to capture it, because
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's what this song is, and that's why I really appreciate it. It's coming from, he was like literally singing it directly to Sean right after we got back from the hospital, like right in the living room. So this is what came out.
Awesome. All right, well, let's hear it. Pete and Bergie, Fast and Slow.
I love you just the way you are, every single part. And I want to be for you always, in the darkest hallways. I'll stand by your side. I love you just the way you are, and slow. I'll be here and I hope you know. I love you.
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 Things won't always go the way we planned. In the end, you'll always be my friend. Things won't always go the way we planned. Things won't always go the way we planned. In the end, you'll always be my friend. Things won't always go the way we planned.
I love you. Every single part. Just the way you are. Just the way you are.
That is just such a beautiful song. Oh,
Thank you.
wow. I definitely cried at the festival, and I'm not saying now, but it's a little dusty out here. So, thank you guys
I
for sharing
remember
that.
when you said that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
And I probably said the same dumb joke then, but you know,
No, you didn't. You're like, it's not fair. You're
That's
like,
right. Because you brought
Yeah,
your
you
son
can't-
out at the festival too. You,
Yeah.
you gave that introduction,
Yeah.
and then you had him there, and I was just like, gone. Come on. No, it's beautiful though. That's a powerful story, and I'm so thankful that he's doing so much better. And
So are we, and it's like, and when it's, I don't know, it just kind of, the Lord totally used it just to try to change our philosophy as parents. And like, there is a certain amount that we can control, and there's a certain amount that we can't, and there's a healthy trust to be had in the in between,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah.
wow. And how special is it that he's gonna have that song to look back on too? That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
true.
awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. Well, so Janelle said we had a comment or two.
Yes, Matt said, "Hey, so good. Thanks for sharing."
Oh,
Excellent.
thanks, Matt.
And he also mentioned he's watching from Mountain Room Escapes in Big Bear.
Oh, okay,
So-
cool.
And then our kids said that was so beautiful.
Oh,
So.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
very cool. That was fantastic. Well, before we go, because we're nearing the end here, where can people find you on the internet? Where can people find your music? Where can they download it? Where can they support you guys with getting stuff from you?
Yeah, Bandcamp would be a spot to
Yes.
check out. Pete and Bergie is our name. So bandcamp.com, like peteandbergie.bandcamp.com, I think. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're
Pretty
on
much every streaming service.
YouTube. For a deep cut, you can check out Hannah's SoundCloud for some great
Oh.
covers of hymns. That's actually our most successful
Yeah, I don't
avenue.
Yeah.
The Lord is my shepherd has
No,
18K.
Is it that
or
way?
so- I don't know.
No, it's
Wow.
less than yeah,
Um,
so before I would record my music on my MacBook from 2013, I think it was, or maybe it's a 2010. It was, and so I recorded a lot of songs on there because I didn't have any mics. And then then once we started doing music together, I stopped putting songs out on SoundCloud because I felt like that was the only service I could find that I could post my songs for free.
Right.
And so I have Hannah Bergie SoundCloud. That's my name, Hannah Bergie.
Hannah Bergie.
Hannah Bergie, but yeah, so Pete Bergie, you can find us like on YouTube and stuff like that. But what's fun is we both have side projects.
Oh yes.
So Chris is Chris Lifeguard on Spotify, and it's all bass.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Oh, but it's only on Spotify?
Well,
I
Bandcamp,
think it's
right?
on Apple Music too, and it's on Bandcamp.
Okay, that's good.
My friend Matt Wilsey puts it all out, so thanks Matt for doing that.
That's cool.
But yeah, and I recorded all of that all by myself, but with no computers really. It's all on a Tascam.
That's awesome.
Less is more for me, so
Yeah,
I
you
get
can
so overwhelmed and distracted by
The programs.
like all the computers and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is nice. So Chris
All
Lifeguard,
bass.
and then Kimberly's daughter is Hannah's stuff, and that's all acoustic, folky.
On Spotify and Bandcamp.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't even know about these. You're getting this all
Yeah,
down.
most people don't. So we don't have a. Chris has more music.
And
than
because
I
it
have.
seems like you're interested, Phil,
I
every Christmas, my friend Matt and I and Peter and a host of other friends, and Hannah's done it too, have an annual Christmas album, and we're going on year 9, I believe.
What?
And the band name is Trophy Husband.
What?
And, so we record a Christmas album every year, and the guiding like thesis philosophy of the band is if you have an idea, you have to do it. Have to do every idea.
You go with your first idea.
Yeah, there's no editing. There's no some
Oh,
recordings
love
are
it.
pretty rough, but it is pure fun.
I
And,
love Christmas music. We released 3 Christmas compilations on our label. And
Oh,
I
that's
just
awesome.
absolutely love Christmas music. So
Yeah,
That's
Trophy
fantastic.
Husband, I think that's on Bandcamp too, right?
Yeah, that's on
That's
Bandcamp as
Spotify.
well.
Right.
And we
Trophy
record more
Husband.
than Christmas music. We have another series called Micro Quasar, which is all like space music. But the Christmas stuff is kind of like Pete and Bergie. It's like a due date that we hold ourselves
Right,
accountable to. Which the due date is December 25th. So some years our album actually comes out on Christmas, and then no one listens to it until the next
so the
year.
following year.
Pretty lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
we do
awesome.
a lot of. Chris is involved in like so many different bands, and so it's just we can't help but play music. And I have my style. Chris has his style. That's why Pete and Bergie, we combine our styles to make whatever Pete and Bergie is. And yeah.
And if you're ever looking for a wedding DJ, that's something I've been doing a lot of as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's a wedding DJ.
yeah, like right as the school year started. I mean that is like the exception. Just because it.
So we don't play Pete and Bergie's shows. He just does wedding DJ stuff.
Yeah.
So he has a wedding DJ
That's awesome.
tomorrow. He has,
Really?
Like, 3 or 4 weddings the past few weeks. Yeah,
That's
he's busy.
awesome.
Yeah, I love doing it. It is so much fun. It has never felt like work.
I
So, yeah.
for a number of years had a sound business and did a lot of weddings as well.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And you just
I mean, we
DJ'd
just
your
DJ'd my brother's
wedding.
wedding in June. That's right. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
See,
Awesome.
it's a
It's
good
fun.
way to
that's
yeah,
fun.
make a little bit of money too. Anyways, so
Yep.
it's fun.
That's
Thanks
awesome.
again so much for having us. It's so cool to hear you talk about our songs this way, and we have so much fun doing it. But I'm glad that it seems like you've enjoyed listening
Somebody's
to
listening because
Yeah.
we don't expect anybody to listen to our music, so except for our parents.
People are listening for sure.
them.
And now after tonight, my parents will for sure be listening too. So
That's great.
Awesome.
Hope they enjoy it.
Cool. Yep. And then I think Mike was checking in from the dining room table, and it was cool to hear from him.
oh,
Mike.
Tony,
Tony. Yeah. Well, thanks
That's
for
right.
listening, Tony.
Tough Tony. He's here at every episode. That's right.
That's
And
awesome.
sweet.
Tony did have one more comment.
Oh, yes.
He chimed in and he said, "Love the deeply beautiful music from your hearts. Also, thanks for the scoop on the scoops."
Oh yes, that's good. That's
Always.
important
You go to your
information.
Culver's, Tony. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. If we could play a Culver's in North Dakota, that would.
That's
That-
the perfect
Oh
show.
my gosh.
It's not about streams or anything. It's like
Yeah.
Culver's, North Dakota, scoops
Right.
on Pete Bergie. That would be awesome.
We are there. If you guys
We
do
have
that
enough
show,
coupons.
yeah, that's
we'll
right.
take them to my mom.
Yeah.
Speaking
That's
of
awesome.
moms,
Yes.
Deb said, "Glad other people love their music."
Aw,
So cute.
we do for sure,
Proud mom moment.
for sure.
Yeah.
Moms are the best.
I know.
Oh yeah, they are. Thanks, mom.
Well, thank you again so much for being here with us tonight. And thank you, listeners and live show people here. Thanks for watching later on YouTube as well. We love being able to share amazing music with you. Real quick, before I send you guys off, I just want to remind everyone we've got some additional shows already lined up. September 23rd, we have Cardboard Highway that will be here on the show, which
I love that.
we may see some. They're a really good band, right?
Yeah.
The band is
They're a band.
awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw them at Audio Feed too, and they were really good.
Yeah.
So pretty stoked for that. Do you want to see one more thing real quick? Because you're wearing your shirt, but
Yeah.
I still have my bracelet on. Look at that.
Oh, no
Look at
way,
that,
really?
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
It was a
was
competition
having a
with my
contest.
son to see who could keep it on longest. I won, but
That's amazing.
I figured I'd wear it tonight so I could show it off still. You know.
Oh, I think that's so cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
You got to keep it going.
So
Maybe they'll honor it next year if you go.
that's right. If I keep it on all year, right?
I think it'll be a different
That's
color.
amazing.
Maybe we'll see. Well, I'll talk to the folks. We'll see.
Yeah.
So anyway, September 23rd, Cardboard Highway, and then October 21st, Third Culture Kid will be with us, and some other ones we're working on booking, so there'll be more in between there. So a lot of good shows coming up,
Yay.
and thank you once again, Pete and Bergie. We just absolutely loved having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna let you guys go. Have a wonderful Saturday evening, and we'll see you guys next time on another episode of Pop.vox Presents. Good night, everybody.
Nice.